Fuck the baby. What the baby? What the baby?
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Give you the Bacardi.
Ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga. Yo.
Fuck the baby. What the baby? What the baby?
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Give you the Bacardi.
Ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga. Yo.
Fuck the baby. What the baby? What the baby?
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
Give you the Bacardi.
Ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga. Yo.
Fuck the baby.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not consider, my people doth not, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. All sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, they are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more, the whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. And that is indeed the whole nation of Israel, as a whole, the northern and the southern kingdom, man, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, and the only healing that is going to come to our nation is from our Lord and Savior, Yahawashi, man. First and foremost, before we get started, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Makakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutation, brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing His word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I hope prepared this lesson be edifying to the elect. So, as you see, brothers and sisters, seen in the opening clip, that is a product of, so-called black culture, here in America, man, in Babylon the Great, man. And what in this lesson, what I want to highlight is that this is what happens first when you don't follow your power, our true power, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and follow the laws, statutes, commandments, and be in order and obedience under Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. It leads to death, destruction, confusion, mayhem, and all out, degenerate behavior, man. Just like you've seen in the opening clip, and when you don't follow your power, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, it gives the devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man and woman, to the ability to use these snares and traps and gins to destroy our people, man. And that's kind of, part of what I want to highlight in this lesson, man. Because as you've seen, she's standing in front of a Planned Parenthood, man. A damn Planned Parenthood, right? Now, who created the Planned Parenthood? Let's see, let me see if I have it already pulled up. Okay, now let's just look it up. See, now this is from Wikipedia. This is the devil, Margaret Sanger. Born on September 14th, 1879. died September 6, 1966. Margaret Sanger was an American birth control activist, sex educator, writer, and nurse. She opened the first the first birth control clinic in the United States, founded Planned Parenthood, and was instrumental in the development of the first birth control pill. Sanger is regarded as a founder and leader of the birth control movement. So this is who you have to thank, with all this, bullshit that's going on in the world. Matter of fact, let me see. I want to get this. Let me get this real quick. You got demons like this. Megan Thee Stallion talking about Plan B. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get a strike. Right? But you have this energy out there, where women could basically be promiscuous and not have to have any kind of accountability. That's the spirit that has been going out amongst these, starting with the men of the Lord, getting on these women, but even these so-called red pill, podcasts and what have you. They have been, using that word accountability or lack thereof towards these women a lot in the past few years, man. So let's see. Let's get a little bit of history. Well, let's get some of the quotes on this devil first, and then I'm gonna play a little bit of that video I have and show what she's linked to, and then go into the women of our nation and ultimately our whole nation as a whole, and how these devils have they laid that snare for the women, man, and the women have fallen for it hook, line, and sinker, man, including women of my own family, man. A lot of them, it's just a regular thing, Now I have on my computer right here. I'm in front of my computer. I'm just gonna read it. So it says, I typed in Google, when did my body, my choice start? And I got the AI overview. It says the phrase "my body, my choice" is generally attributed to the feminist movement of the 1960s and 70s. It gained widespread use as a rally cry for reproductive rights activists, particularly in support of abortion access. Right? So just this whole movement, on being able to delete children in the womb, man. And this is all from the devil, man. Because if this was truly a God-fearing nation, why would this be a thing? You should be pro-life. You should want the child to be born, and figure out how to take care of the child once it gets here. Not, it was a mistake and, I had a wild night, so let's take a plan B. That's the whole thing. There's no accountability. You could just be as promiscuous as you want and not have to, there's always a backup plan to so-called right your wrongs, man. And it's wicked, man. It says the exact origin of the phrase is unclear, but it is believed to have been coined around 1969. It became a prominent slogan in the early 1970s following the Supreme Court decision Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion nationwide in the United States. And and then they had the whole thing a few years back. Let's look that up real quick. When they brought it back, and they I believe they were overturning it. Yeah. It says in June 2022, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in the Dobbs case, removing the constitutional right to abortion and allowing states to regulate or ban abortion. And that was why that was such a big thing, because they women just want to be able to just abort whatever, just killing them, F them children attitude, man. Plan B. I could, my body, my choice. That's what this is all came about. So let's see where the frame of mind, the creator, right, the origin of this abortion foolishness, wickedness, came from. So let's get some of these quotes from this devil right here, man. So this is let's get this one from Margaret Sanger. It says, covertly invest into non-white areas, invest into in ghetto abortion clinics, help to raise money for free abortions, and there's nothing free in this world. In primarily non-white areas, perhaps abortion clinic syndicates throughout North America that primarily operate in non-white areas and receive tax support should be promoted. Go back. We don't want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood. You got this stupid ass fucking Jake.
What the baby? What the baby?
Fuck the baby.
Look at that. Her plan is working perfectly to this very day. Let's get another one. Hordes of people are born who live, yet who have done absolutely nothing to advance the race one iota. Their lives are hopeless repetitions. Such human weeds clog up the path, drain up the energies and the resources of this little earth. We must clear the way for a better world. We must cultivate our garden. And this sounds like the thoughts of, I don't know, Billy Gates of hell. What's his name? Noah Harari, that demon. You know, Klaus Schwab. This is the same way of thinking. It says, Planned Parenthood's founder, Margaret Sanger, advanced the Negro Project, which included her cooperation with the KKK and advocated for a eugenics approach for breeding for the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extinction of defective stocks. Those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization, man. So this is the founder, this is the way of thinking from Margaret Sanger. Oh, and let's get, before I forget, the Democrats' favorite. Here we go, Slovakia. So this is the quote from Margaret Sanger again. We don't want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And you got this devil Hillary Clinton. I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. I am really in awe of her. Right? So, you know, these devils are all in cahoots, man, to come up against you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So let's get this video, a little bit of this. So this is from Forgotten History, Eugenics and Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger, Forgotten History. So I'm going to just play a little bit of this. And we'll get some scriptures, and that'll be the lesson. So without further ado, here we go.
Other recipients of the Margaret Sanger Award include House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and actresses Jane Fonda and Katharine Hepburn. Margaret Sanger was one of the few women to be given an honorific title and inducted into the Ku Klux Klan, and exalted by none other than Adolf Hitler and Dr. Joseph Goebbels. She was friends with the racist Democratic President Woodrow Wilson, Democratic fundraiser, and automobile maker Henry Ford, who was also friends with Adolf Hitler and a rabid anti-Semite and hater of black Americans. Margaret Sanger's rabid racism, anti-Semitism, and violent suggestions on eliminating all non-whites from American society endeared her to the eugenics crowd. She wanted an all-white, healthy, intelligent society built upon the concept of racial eradication, years before Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party were even a thought.
My name is Richard, and I take care of my mom. It's my mom. It's only one mom you have.
Vacation.
Didn't realize that Indeed was going to be such a great place to find great candidates for the hospitality industry. With Indeed,
Vacation. Years before Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party lured her to the eugenics crowd. She wanted an all-white, healthy, intelligent society built upon the concept of racial eradication, years before Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party were even a thought. In 1934, the Nazi Party adopted her radical positions, with Goebbels saying, "Margaret Sanger is the best National Socialist in America." In fact, The September 15, 1935 Nuremberg laws classified races according to an insane chart drafted by Dr. Wilhelm Stuckart and Dr. Friedrich Kritzinger. The official name was the Reich Citizenship Law and the Law for the Protection of German Blood and German Honor.
Right, so, it goes into the whole Nazi shit or whatever, but, she was pushing that same kind of, eugenics and science-based, superiority and things of that nature. Let's get some scriptures. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babbling in opposition of science, falsely so called. And science means to know. And these devils are always making hypothesis, which means a so-called educated guess, man. So they're just basing their so-called science on their racist views of trying to paint themselves as being the superior race, which, as the scriptures say, they are the basis of all men. That's a base level of thinking when you have to sit there and lie and cheat and steal and hide history and whitewash and all this shit just to make yourself appear something that you're not, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child are truly a pathetic race of people, man. They're low level, man. But they had to get that power from Yahawah by Yahawashi in order to deceive the world so prophecy can be fulfilled, man. And this goes to show you how much these people hate you, man. So let me read a little bit of this. It says, report Democrats had over 1 million abortions in 2024. And this was published yesterday by the People's Voice. It says a 2024 report from the Guttmacher Institute reveals that Democrats oversaw a chilling milestone with over 1 million abortions performed in the U.S., marking a slight but grim increase from the previous year. This surge totaling approximately 1,038,100 unborn lives lost, man. And that's terrible, man. And the Democrats, who's the main supporters of Democrats, especially this time around when you had Kamala, that clown running, is so-called black women, man. Underscores a persistent upward trend in abortion rates under Democratic influence. The Guttmacher Institute's monthly abortion prevention study notes a less than 1% rise in abortions from 2023 to 2024, following a decade high of 1,026,690 abortions in 2023. Damn. This incremental increase, driven by policies and access in states with liberal abortion laws, highlights the ongoing impact of Democratic-backed reproductive health frameworks despite significant state-level restrictions. Yeah, man, and this is all by the devil, man. And Margaret Singer in this particular lesson is one we're focusing on. So let's see who had the most abortions. Black women. Go figure. Abortion rate by race, ethnicity. Non-Hispanic black women have the highest abortion rate, accounting for over 38% of all abortions in the United States. 38%.
Baby,
Give you the Bacardi.
I'm ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucking baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga. Yo.
Fuck the baby. What the baby? What the baby?
Fuck the baby.
Fuck the baby.
That's why I said, I forget who I heard say it, but it said the most dangerous place to be is in the womb of a black woman, man. And that's true, man. Look at it, 38%. It says over 38%, so close to half of all the abortions in the United States are done by black women. Let me see. I'm just curious. How many abortions were performed in 2024. That's the global, okay. As of December 24, accurate data on the number of abortions performed is not yet available. Okay, well, we'll just have to say, based on this article, close to 500,000 were done by so-called black women, man. Almost 500,000. Based on these numbers, if it's 38%, that's almost 500,000. Were done by just black women alone. Then you got still has Hispanic women and Native American women as well. So by the tribes alone, it's probably 2/3 of it in itself, man. And this is all, according to these devils trying to eradicate you Israelites, man, and really just have their own, so-called elite people able to run free and do whatever. And it goes to the Georgia Guidestones, maintain humanity under 500 million. There's about 8 billion people on the planet, so they say. So they're trying to further lessen that, so that at the same time they're pushing all this abortion and these deadly venom jump shots, deleting people, right? On the other end, for the men, they're messing with the men's sperm, so to prevent them from having children. So this devil gotta go, man. So this is from the People's Voice. I just searched sperm just to get a couple articles over the past few years. So this is the first one's from April 9th, 2025. RFK Jr. sounds alarm as sperm counts crash 50%. U.S. teenagers have less testosterone than grandpa. And that's all by design, through the different foods and, the media and everything, the alphabet movement, this feminization of the men and masculinization of the women, is the turning of things upside down. The next one says the sperm of CV jump-shotted men don't swim. Infertility clinics report, March 17th. Fertility warning, sperm counts falling rapidly since the jump shot rollout, June 20th of last year. German pathologists claim spike proteins replace sperm in jump-shotted men. Top German official warns spike protein is replacing, same thing. Says millions of women desperately seeking unjump-shotted sperm as demand skyrockets. Scientists create synthetic human embryo with so you see where it is, man. Left-linked scientists announce creation of lab-grown human embryos, without eggs or sperm. So at the same time that they're trying to get women to have abortions and men not to, be able to, their sperm not to work or swim or anything, they're basically creating humans in petri dishes, man. This fucking devil is something else, man. It's fucking something else, man. So let's get, some scriptures on these women, and that'll be the lesson, man. And ultimately the whole nation. So this is a quote from Jawaharlal Nehru, and it says, you can tell the condition of a nation by looking at the status of its women, man. And that's why I opened up with that Isaiah 1, when the whole nation is sick, man. So let's see, let's start off with this one. Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, right? And that nation is Esau, Edom, so-called white men. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Oops, lock here. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness, man. And that's these devils, man. And the Lord said that he would send a nation against us, just like this. Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. Right? And that, when you look at the different Edomite nations, the eagle is their symbol, that represents their nation. And that's all, that's not a coincidence. That's all by design from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So that we will be able to identify these devils in these times. It says, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young, man. And the young being, whether even to the point where they're still in the womb, man. They're already plotting to delete our people, man. And they're doing so, through these, having our people trust in them, man. Let's see, where do I have it up here? Okay. So this is in Sirach 12 in the GNT, the Good News Translation. I got it on my computer right here, so I'm just going to read it off the screen. So it's, let me see, I'll start at 10. It says, never trust an enemy. His wickedness is as destructive as rust. Watch out and be on guard against him. Right? And who's our top enemy? All you have to do is read Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the top enemy to the nation of Israel. And it says, 11th verse, watch out and be on guard against him. Even if he acts ever so humble, he is like a metal mirror that rusts away if you don't keep it polished, man. So continue to watch that devil, man. He'll try to hide his wickedness, but his wickedness have not been altogether wiped away, as it says in the KJV. 12th verse, seat an enemy at your right hand, and the next thing you know, he'll be trying to get your own place of honor. Put him next to you, and he will overthrow you. Then you will realize the truth of my words and be stung with regret when you remember them. Right? So don't allow this devil to get close to you. Why? Because nobody feels sorry for snake charmers or wild animal tamers who get bitten. So if you trust in the devil and the devil bites you, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. And nobody will feel sorry for you if you run around with sinners and get involved in their wrongdoings. Right? So you over here, thinking that this devil is here to help you with these Planned Parenthoods and Plan B and all this. It's not for your benefit. It's for your destruction and the destruction of your nation. And these silly women and men are gonna find that out the hard way, man. An enemy will stay with you for a while, but not when trouble comes. He will speak fine words while he plots how to trap you. Right? Isn't that the whole thing about Planned Parenthood? Is my body, my choice. It's the furtherment of women's empowerment, blah blah blah, all this bullshit. But it's actually to destroy your nation, to delete them. That's what this is all about, man. And that's what they've been doing. That's why this devil said to put the clinics inside the ghettos, man. But now what's happening is their own women, other Edomite women, are falling victim to it too, because the Lord said, he that diggeth the pit, the same shall fall therein. So the Lord got you on, your devil's falling into your own snares as well, man. 16th verse, he will speak fine words while he plots how to trap you. He will pretend to share your sorrows, but he will kill you if he gets a chance. If trouble comes your way, you will find him waiting, ready to trip you up while he pretends to help you. And that's exactly what these devils do, man. That's exactly what these devils do, man. And you mainly you women, what I'm talking about, due to the curses, first and foremost, But because of your pride, you have fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, man. So let's get this. Limitations 4 and 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness, man. This is cruel, man.
Give you the Bacardi.
I'm ready to say fuck the motherfucker. Ready to beat the motherfucker baby the fuck up.
You sound like a nigga.
That's cruel, man. To be talking like that about an unborn child, man. It's lucky. You know, but that's the nature that our women have become, being in the society, man. That's why the Lord said not to give a woman liberty to gad abroad, man. Let's get that, man. Where's that at? Start at 8. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 8. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, meaning tightly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that's what the society has given the women of our nation, in particular, what I'm talking about. Too much liberty to go out and do whatever, man, and not have any accountability. And that's why the women are in the state of that they're in, man. You know, having 5 kids, 4 baby daddies, 6 kids, 6 baby daddies. I mean, come on, man. That's having too much liberty to gad abroad, man, and having no accountability. Do without will spirit, man. Every bad decision that is made, there's some kind of solution for it. And who's the one that's providing that solution? The enemy, man. Oh, you don't want this baby? Oh, just take this pill right here. Oh, you don't want this baby? Just go to this clinic right around the corner from you. Right around the corner from the projects that we set up for you. And on your way over there, make sure you get some fried chicken and some soda to further poison yourself, man. You got to get the hell up out of here, man. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over her an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow, man. And that's that's self-explanatory, man. The promiscuous of our women, that's what that's all about, man. And that's what's promoted, man. That's what's promoted here in the society, to not have a family structure, man, woman, and child, or children in a household, and everybody in order, as it's, as the Lord said to do, to have it, everything be done decently in order. Everything's completely out of order, man. Everything is completely out of whack, and that's why the society is crumbling, because it's not. There's no solid foundation. There's no morals here, man. It's all a free for all, man. That's what happens when the devil is running the earth, man. That's why the whole world's in a state of mourning, man. Let's get that. Let me get it here, actually. This is Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Ain't nobody rejoicing right now, man. That's how you know it's not the righteous aren't in authority, man. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's all that is happening. There's mourning all throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. Everywhere you go, on TikTok, IG, YouTube, whatever, these different podcasts, there's all these people mourning about different things. I just seen an article with Tracy Ellis Ross. She's talking about she only dates young dudes because the ones her age are toxic toxic masculinity, That's what the older dudes have. All it's just always something, man. You have all these storms, earthquakes in diverse places, uproars of the people, famines coming on, different pestilences, all types of things, man. You know, people being deleted, fires, and all types of things going on, man. Just mournings, lamentations, and woes all around. That's how you know that the righteous are not in authority, man. This is not the kingdom of heaven. Those small hats did not fulfill prophecy in 1948, because it said that there would be no more wars. There would no war no more. All it is wars, and they're the ones perpetuating a lot of the wars over there, man. Them damn small hats, man. You know, this is how we know, what time we're in, man. And Yahawashi, have all these things happening, so the elect will know how important it is to follow the law, statutes, commandments, man, because it would shield us from these devils, man. Matter of fact, let's end off on that, man. Let's end off on that. I don't want to make this too long, but you can't. The Lord won't shield you from the snare of the fowler unless you're falling in line, man. Unless you abide in the secret place, as the scriptures say, man. But if you continue to be rebellious, hard-headed, as it says in Isaiah 1, then the Lord, will give you over to the sword, which is Esau. Let me grab that real quick. I'm just gonna grab it on my computer real quick. Psalms 17. Is it 17? 13. I think it's 13 or 17. Let me see. It's lucky. Nope, 17 and 13. Psalm 17 and 13, and it reads, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword," man. Right? So, and as the scriptures say, there's devils. Let me get that real quick. Devils, they bear not the sword in vain. Bear not sword in vain. It's Romans 13 and 4. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he beareth not the sword in vain, man. So this is, a cautionary tale, to, repent and get back right with Yahawashi before the evil days come, man, because we're seeing and us sincere brothers are reporting on all of the traps, snares, and gins that these devils have put forth for our people, because our people have rebelled against Yahawashi. That's why they were given over to the sword, man, and they weren't protected, man. So it says Romans 13 and 4, for he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, man. So even these devils work for the Most High, man. Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword, man. And the Lord will use Esau to destroy our people if you do evil, man. So seek Yahawashi and do good, man. Seek the Lord before the evil days come, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and thy security thou shalt be destroyed, man. as it says in the scriptures, man. So it says, Psalms 91, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, and him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, talking about the chariots, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler, man. So surely the Lord will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, man. Who's that? The wicked, man. Who has nothing but snares, traps, and gins planned for you Israelites, man. Because as the scriptures say, Psalms 37:12, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth, man. So these devils are always plotting against the Israelites, man. But Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will protect, their elect, man. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, for newer listeners and, sincere brothers and sisters, continue to keep your head on the swivel, be circumspect, as the scriptures say, because these devils are how does it go? Let me see, so I can be circumspect. Let's see, what's that? Ephesians. So I can. Ephesians 6. Is it 5? I'll do this one. Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And that's the methods. And the whole armor is his truth, man. Let's see. Ephesians 5, there we go. 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, man. So, just wanted to put something on wax, These devils are constantly, coming after, brothers and sisters, and they have all these different, traps that they have laid. But the beautiful thing at this time is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi are making these devils bare, and all of this information is coming out during this Inquisition period before the great judgment comes down on these damn devils, man. So continue to be circumspect, continue to stay prayed up, continue to ask the Lord to increase you in your faith, and ask the Lord for mercy upon yourselves and your households, in these troubling times that are on the horizon. So I hope and pray this lesson was edifying to your elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honor to you apostles and elders of GMS who teach and rule well, taught me his truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning. Fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And salutation to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I want to say a Baba Ball and Kwam Yasharala. Hey, shalom. To the next one.